Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into a shift in technology that feels like it's straight out of science fiction. We're talking about finally closing that gap between your brain and your computer and unlocking a whole new level of speed. So yeah, let's get right into it.
This quote just hits the nail on the head, right? It's a feeling every single developer has had. The idea is crystal clear. The logic, the perfect solution, it's all right there in your head. But then there's this physical bottleneck, stopping that brilliant thought from actually showing up on the screen.
And what's that barrier? Well, it's the keyboard, of course. I mean, think about it. For more than 100 years, it's been the main way we talk to our machines. But it just can't keep up with how fast we think. We've made everything else faster, but we're still stuck pushing individual keys to translate these really complex ideas. And that's really the key thing to understand here. This whole revolution isn't just about swapping your fingers for your voice. It's a much deeper change in the whole process. We're moving away from painstakingly typing out every single comma, every bracket, to simply speaking the high-level logic of what we're trying to build.
So, how does this actually work in practice? Well, it's not as simple as just dictating text like you're writing an email. The technology has really split into two very different approaches, which we can think of as the dictator versus the listener. And understanding this difference is everything when you're trying to see where this is all going.
Okay, so first things first, let's make sure we're all on the same page with the terminology. The official name for this whole field is voice-driven development, or VDD for short. And it's exactly what it sounds like. The practice of using your voice to write, edit, and move through code, completely bypassing the physical limits of a keyboard.
And this slide breaks it down perfectly. On the one hand, you have the dictator. Think of this as a really, really good transcriber. You give it a specific direct command like make the button blue, and boom, it does it. But then you have the listener. And this is where things get really interesting. This isn't just a transcriber, it's a partner. It doesn't just hear your words, it understands what you mean. It gets the context. It could literally listen to a team meeting and start sketching out the code based on the conversation. Now that is a massive leap forward.
Okay, so this listener model probably sounds a lot like science fiction, right? Well, here's the thing. It's not science fiction anymore. Let's actually take a look at a real-world tool that developers can use today that's built on this very idea. The tool is called Cursor. It's an IDE, or Integrated Development Environment, and it has this context-aware voice feature built right into its core. And what's so cool is that this isn't some clunky add-on. It's a native part of the experience, designed to flow with how you write code. And this is where it just feels like magic. The workflow is incredible. You literally just highlight a chunk of code in your editor, and this little voice icon pops up. Then you just say what you want. Not a bunch of tiny commands, but the big picture, like wrap this whole thing in a try-catch block. And the IDE, because it understands the context of your code, it just does it. It transforms the code for you instantly. It's a total Jarvis moment for any developer.
All right, so this is all really cool tech, but you're probably wondering, does it actually make you faster? What's the real impact on productivity? Well, let me tell you, the results are kind of staggering. It's creating a whole new idea of how fast a developer can even be. I mean, just take a look at these numbers. Your average developer, typing away on a keyboard, is working at a pace of about 40 words per minute. And hey, that's not bad. But the moment you switch over to speaking your logic with a tool like this, that number jumps to 150 words per minute. We're not talking about a small little improvement here. That is a nearly four-fold increase in how fast you can get your ideas out. So the payoff here is huge, and it really comes in two parts. First, obviously, you get this absolutely blazing speed. But there's another side to this that might be even more important: your health. Repetitive strain injury, or RSI, is a massive problem for people who type all day. It can be a career ender. By taking the keyboard out of the equation, even for part of the day, VDD could fundamentally improve the health and career span of developers everywhere. So when you put it all together, the insane speed, the massive health benefits, how natural it feels to just speak your ideas, it kind of makes you ask a pretty big question about that thing sitting on your desk right now. So what do you think? With the rise of these true listener AIs, is this it? Is the keyboard going the way of the floppy disk? That piece of old tech we'll have to explain to our kids what it was for one day? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for watching.